I've got a couple of really cool looking action figure accessories that are perfect for so many figures and are actually a pretty good price. Let's open them up, check them out, and of course do some toy photography. So not long ago, I made a video about some really, I think, game changers for action figure stands. Hey buddy. They were all made by Ironwing Collectables, and if you saw that video, I hope you went and got yourself some really fantastic action figure stands, because they really are something that you're not going to be able to find anywhere else. Some really, I think, totally game changers here. Excuse me, pal. So Ironwing does a bit more than just action figure stands. It's just really some of the coolest ways to display your action figures on your shelf that look good or just are creative. And so he's got some new items that he sent me in this box, which I'm really excited for. These are some items that I think will be not only some really cool ways to display your action figures, but can actually be useful for toy photography as well. And thank you for sending this stuff over, Vlad. I'm super excited to open it up. And if you want any of this stuff, please head over to Ironwing Collectables. The link's gonna be in the description. So I'm just gonna get into it and open this thing. Like I said in previous videos too, this guy's gonna be just popping up in videos more often. I can't do anything. He does what he wishes, I guess. So anyway, let's just open this up. So how do you usually display or store your figures? Do you actually put them on a shelf and dust them all the time? Or do you put them in nice individual bags in a nice drawer somewhere? Sometimes I think about doing the whole drawer thing. That would probably make life a lot easier. No dusting, anything like that. I don't know, but yeah, I'm totally a shelf guy. But yeah, what about you? Are you a shelf kind of guy or gal, or drawer, or what? Okay, so we've got two things here. We've got a beautiful throne of sorts, and one thing I love. Thanks, Venom. And we've got a gargoyle thing that's like super cool, and it's got like sticky stuff already on it, so you can kind of stick it on your wall somewhere and then leave it as like a permanent fixture if you wanted to display figures, which is pretty cool and definitely a very creative way to display your figures. I think I might honestly not put it up because it could be really cool for like Spider-Man or something perched up for toy photos or something. And one thing I love about this throne is that it's very generic looking. Like there's a lot of very specific thrones in a lot of different media. Obviously, like Game of Thrones has the Iron Throne, which is very, very specific. And I love how this one is generic enough to the point where it can fit like anything, just about anything. And I love that. This can be for a lot of different stuff. And this will probably come in handy for a lot of photos for me, for sure. So I'm gonna go grab like a Spider-Man and then some other things that can fit in the throne to see what works. All right, this is pretty cool. Like, that looks really good. The colors of Spider-Man, you know, being all bright and vibrant, kind of contrasting with this just basic gray over here. It looks pretty good. I'm actually kind of happy with that. Now I feel like this would look really great for a simple toy photo with like a screen in the background or something, taking the shot of Spider-Man. That would be incredibly useful for that. Venom, what do you think? Okay, and with the black suit Spider-Man, that looks freaking cool as heck. Like, if you've got the bootleg CT Toys Spider-Man, or really any black suit Spider-Man, this is pretty sweet. This looks really, really good. Like there's a lot of possibilities with this guy too. And oh, I got an idea. Okay, and heck yes, this works so incredibly perfect with Batman, especially with this Hush Batman. If you want to try to kind of recreate, which I know I didn't do the pose exactly, but if you wanted to recreate like that famous Hush cover, you could absolutely do it with this gargoyle dragon head thing. It's just really freaking cool. There's a lot of possibilities with this. I don't know, what other things could I do with this guy? It's pretty stinking cool. Heck yeah, this thing is awesome. So the first thing I thought of with the throne was Bo-Katan in season 3 of Mandalorian, where she's just kind of lounging on there, just like, I don't know, wasting time waiting for Din to show up. It's not the same throne, but it works kind of well. I might leave this on my shelf like this. I think that looks really good. I could maybe adjust some posing a little bit, but I think that looks kind of good. And then, of course, you could take any evil guy and stick him, or gal, and stick him in a throne like this, and it works pretty well. By the way, with someone with a cape, would they just sit down flat on their cape, or would I like put it off to the side like I had it? Not really sure. I guess it depends on the evil person's preference. Either way, this would work great for Dr. Doom or anybody, really. Anybody that's a straight up king or an evil guy would be perfect for this thing. Okay, well, what do you think? They're 40 bucks each, and the detail looks really good. I think there's a lot of possibilities with them. I think the idea of having this be like a shelf that you can stick on the wall is really cool. I'm gonna give them a W. Would you give them a W or an L? I'm feeling W for sure. I think if I were to be picking one for myself, I would be going with the throne. I really like the throne a lot. It works with so many things, but both are cool. Both are cool. Let me know what you think, and if you want to pick either of these up, of course, head over to the link in the description I've got for Ironwing Collectables. So I'm feeling a little bit inspired with this guy right here, and I want to do something I've never done before, and I want to see if I can create like a city scene and shoot this guy right here on my table without going either in the city or using a computer screen. Well, let's see how it works. I'm very curious to see if this will actually work. All right, so I've got myself set up here, and it's actually working out really well. So Spider-Man is right here. He's chilling right on the gargoyle, just like that. And so I'm using all of my Godzilla buildings back there to be the cityscape behind him. And I can't believe how well it's working. It's kind of like a forced perspective, really. And look, I've even got the gargoyle on top of the throne. It's working out. It's working out. And so here is how it's looking in camera. No, Venom. Now is not the time to jump up, dude. You're gonna screw it up. No. Well, don't you just love when this happens? Luckily, I already took my photo, but I'm gonna set it back up again just so I can break down the shot. Okay, 10 minutes later, I've kind of got it set up the way I had it before, at least a little bit, but that's okay. So, and this is how it's looking in camera. It's looking pretty good. It doesn't look quite as perfect as it did before. These are some of the test shots that I had earlier, which I definitely like a little bit better. So I also went ahead and did some rain in there. So I've got a little spritzy water bottle that I'm just kind of doing a little bit of that, and that's just gonna go a long way. And so my shutter speed is actually pretty fast right now. I've got it at like 1250, which the reason why I have it so fast in the first place is just because I really wanted it to be dark in the photo. And it worked out nicely too, because I've got moving rain particles, which are gonna look nice because of that fast shutter speed. And my f-stop is at 2.5. I really wanted to have a blurry background to blur those buildings out as much as possible. And my ISO is at 400 as always. So I ended up putting just a black piece of paper, a poster board back there, added some lights here and there to really just try to make it look like a city in the best possible way that I could think of. If you're interested about these buildings, I did a whole video on those and where they're from, but I'll have it linked in the description anyway. But one thing I am gonna do though is take this, and I'm gonna take a few photos of Spidey in all these different areas, because I wanna get nice rim lighting on him, because that's the one thing that's gonna make him pop against the dark background, is the rim lighting. It's very, very important. Without that, the photo is gonna be totally lame. So I'll end up combining all of those lighting photos with some of the spritzy, like this. And then I'll probably will cheat a little bit, I mean, if you want to call it cheating, but the very bottom of the photo down here, you can see the table. So I'll probably take the generative fill in Photoshop and have that filled in, because I think that will really make a big difference. And other than that, that's gonna be it for the photo. It's gonna be mighty easy. I'll probably do a couple other test shots too, just to make sure it looks really good, but either way, let's just go take the shot and hopefully it comes out good. Okay, so here we are with a little bit of post photo thoughts breakdown kind of thing. So if we look over here onto Photoshop, this is the final product, and I'm pretty happy with how it came out. The gargoyle works so incredibly well. The background looks so good, but a lot of the background, not a lot of it, but some of it is AI generated. So this whole basically from here down is AI. I just used the generative fill tool to get rid of this. So this is what basically I was working with before I edited. So I just kind of had to get rid of this down here. This is how it turned out. And I don't mind using the generative fill at all, and it really came in handy, and it really works pretty well. But I do just want to make sure I mentioned that part is generative fill down there. And combining the lighting actually worked out quite well also. But the thing that makes me feel a little better, this is the Instagram cropped version, and it only really has this tiny little bit right here. That's AI right there. And so other than that, it's all in-camera stuff, and I'm really happy about that. So I guess it's just kind of a matter of filling things out. That's really the breakdown of how it was edited. Now just roll the outro of the video. So these two accessories from Ironwing Collectables are both really awesome, and clearly they're not just for displaying. You can use them for toy photography as well, and they really work really well. If you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. This photo will be posted up onto Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter as always. If you want to follow my work on those platforms, it's all linked in the video description. And thank you so much for watching and getting this far into the video, and I'll see you in the next one.